Hello, my friends out there in cyberspace. Again, this is R750 coming to you with another video on how we should be doing things the easy way. Not the hard way, but the easy way. I know we like to do things the hard way. We think that may build character. Well, doing things the easy way also builds character, okay? And I propose we do things the easy way because our lives are so complicated, today as it is. We are bombarded with so much we have to do during a day that we really can't get through all of it. And sometimes it's really necessary that we get through as much as we can. So it's best to do things the easy way, get them done right, and move on. Today I want to talk about a subject that is kind of disturbing. Okay. And I really don't want to believe it's possible. But when you see how people present to you evidence of things that you would think one or two things was, that's a coincidence. But overwhelming evidence of things that are presented, things that are seen in video. I know videos can be doctored, but they fall in sequence. You kind of wonder, is this true? In the back of your mind, you kind of think, did that really happen? And what I'm talking about what happened in 9/11. About the two airplanes that hit the Twin Towers, and then the one airplane that hit the Pentagon, and then the third one that crash landed in Pennsylvania. A series of events seem to sound coincidental, if they're true. Okay, everything needs to be checked, and then checked again, and then checked again to make sure these facts or these events did happen. And these events I'm referring to are mechanisms, switches, early warning, procedures, protocols that were not done. For that particular day, they were not done. Early defense mechanisms that were turned off. Why were they turned off that day? As if they knew the hijackers were coming. They knew what they were going to do, and they knew what their targets were, and they just decided to let it happen. Okay. Who are they I'm talking about? It sounds like, and I still don't believe it, it sounds like elements within our own government that would make Donald Trump seemed like a choir boy. Because it's hard to believe, it's really hard to believe that major portions of our military complex would allow certain things to happen, knowing of certain events that were going to happen, which, you don't put anything, there is too much money invested in military surveillance and equipment and intelligence for them not to know when things are going to happen within this country and outside within other countries, and with people or groups of people who are planning horrible things even to this country, which we we know they're horrible. To drive planes into buildings. We lost somewhere around a little over 3,000 people were instantly killed that day, and they say another 6,000 were injured. That's over 9,000 casualties in one day. What kind of monsters would plan such a thing? But looked and turned their heads to what's actually going to happen, and for what reason? It does make you think. Now, this is all documented in a book of an investigation that's done by an author. I'm not going to go into his name because I'm not promoting his book. But it does make you wonder. I'm going to get that book. I'm going to read that book too. But it does make you wonder. You know, they've showed videos that not only shows the Twin Towers coming down, but even other buildings besides the Twin Towers that fell down that day. Right beside it. Now, how do other buildings fall down that were not struck by planes or any major debris from the Twin Towers? How is that possible? There is a lot that happened that day that really makes you kind of shiver to think that certain folks or groups of folks knows what's going on within the world and just take a blind eye to the destruction. Yes, terrorists went out and orchestrated what happened at 9/11. But as we knew what these terrorists were going to do, who's the bigger monster? The terrorists or us who knew they were going to drive planes, use airplanes as missiles? You know, this is why I say we need to really get out and vote on people, not parties. You know, not for Democrats, not for Republicans, not for independents, not for libertarians, but vote for people who have the character to truly look into this, to make sure they have a government, or this government is run by at least sane people, and ousted those who are not. And I believe there are some really evil people, naive people within our own government, naive to the things that are going on even round about them, although they might be in charge of them. So, what am I saying? What am I saying is, what happened at 9/11? What really happened at 9/11? I think that maybe an investigation needs to be reopened at the people in this government. Where were they, and what were they doing or not doing? What protocols were in place? What safety procedures were in place or not in place to prevent 9/11 or to catch 9/11 at the first, plane that hit, or even before these planes took off? What did our government really know about 9/11 prior to it? What did our government really know about the terrorists that were here to commit 9/11? I know there are a lot of people out there with a lot of different conspiracy theories, which all point to, yes, a plot by this government to allow 9/11 to happen. Again, this is why investigation needs to be, I believe, needs to be done. Again, on what happened within this government that will allow such a terrible thing to happen. Not what's going on in Mexico or migrants. You people are deceived. You think that's the most important thing. No, it's not. It's our own government and those who are in charge. We need to hold them accountable and take a pen and go through all their books, all the computer programs, all the computer hard drives, all the surveillance tapes, the whole 9 yards. Every video, every recording, every phone conversation. Because the swamp is not necessarily those who are in the cabinet, the president's cabinet. The swamp is in those who operate outside the radar, outside of detection. That's the real swamp. Like I said, if 9/11 was orchestrated by those in the government, or known about in those in the government, but they, for whatever reason, decide not to do anything about it, then yes, it all needs to be taken care of. Okay? Because Donald Trump is nowhere near as bad as the monsters that appear to be if they knew anything about 9/11. This is R750 coming to you with a disturbing video about 9/11 that, think about it. Okay, let's not just brush it off, you know. Just think about it. And I hope you all have a nice day. If you like this video and other videos, please subscribe. You see the subscribe button down in your lower right hand corner. Subscribe to it. And I'll be coming up a new video. And then if you subscribe, it will let you know. Okay? Again, this is R750. Hope you have a nice day.